The snow fell in thick, silent sheets over the empty streets of Pine Hollow. Christmas lights flickered in windows of long-abandoned houses, their warm glow swallowed by the creeping darkness. The town should have been alive with holiday cheer, but instead, it was a graveyard, silent, still, and waiting. Elektra pulled her crimson scarf higher over her mouth as she trudged down the main road, her senses on high alert. She had no business in this town, just a passing stop on her way to nowhere. But something was wrong. She could feel it. Then she heard it. The wet, sickening thud of steel biting into flesh. A muffled scream choked off into gurgling silence. Elektra's eyes snapped to a snow-covered alley, where shadows twisted and danced under the flickering glow of a street lamp. 5 figures lay in the snow, their bodies crumpled, limbs at unnatural angles. Blood soaked into the white, steaming in the cold air, and standing over them, his head tilting ever so slightly, was a shape she recognized all too well. Michael Myers. He turned his masked face toward her, his knife gleaming red in the dim light. The moment stretched between them like a taut wire. Then he moved. Elektra lunged, her sai flashing into her hands, but Michael didn't charge. He stepped backward, vanishing into the thickening snowfall. She gave chase, her heart hammering, boots crunching through the snow. The town was eerily abandoned. No cars, no people, only faint Christmas carols playing on a skipping record from some unseen radio. She turned a corner. Nothing. No footprints. Just the swirling white. A whisper of movement behind her. She ducked just in time as the knife came down. Michael stood behind her, his silent presence sending an unnatural chill through her bones. Elektra spun, slashing upward, but he was already fading back into the storm. It wasn't just his brute strength. He knew this place. He was toying with her. A psychological hunt. Elektra's grip tightened around her weapons. Fine. If he wanted a hunt, she'd give him one. For what felt like hours, Michael stalked her through the town. He was everywhere, shadows shifting behind storefronts, glimpses of his pale mask through frosted windows. He let her see him, just enough to unsettle her, to make her wonder if he was even real. She passed a small diner, its neon open sign flickering, barely hanging onto life. The inside was still, the chairs overturned, plates of food left untouched on tables, now frozen solid. She stepped inside, the warmth of her breath fogging the glass. The jukebox in the corner hummed, struggling through a warped, scratchy version of Silent Night. She moved cautiously toward the counter, scanning for anything useful. A carving knife rested beside an unfinished meal, the metal still gleaming. She reached for it. Bang. A sudden noise in the kitchen. Elektra's body tensed. Slowly, she stepped toward the door leading to the back room, pushing it open. The smell of rotting food filled her nose. The freezer was ajar, the cold mist creeping along the floor. Then she saw it. Footprints in the frost. Michael had been here, was here. A shadow loomed from behind. She whirled, knife ready. Nothing. The back door was swinging, the wind howling through it. He wanted her to follow. The old church stood at the center of town, its bell tower stretching into the night sky. Elektra moved through the graveyard surrounding it, stepping over tombstones covered in snow. The names had been long worn away by time, but their presence unsettled her. She heard the crunch of footsteps in the snow. Slow. Heavy, measured. Michael emerged from the fog, his mask a pale specter in the dark. He moved with the same silent determination, like a force of nature. There was no hesitation, no malice, just inevitability. She ran. Not away, into the church. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of old incense and candle wax. Pews lined the center aisle, leading to the altar, where a large wooden cross stood above everything. Stained glass windows cast eerie, fractured colors across the floor. She didn't have long. She knew he was coming. The doors groaned. He was here. Michael stepped forward, his knife glinting in the dim light. Elektra backed up, heart pounding. No weapons. No escape. Just raw survival. He struck first, a slash meant to gut her. She dodged, then spun, hammering her fists into his torso. 1, 2, 3 strikes. His body absorbed each one like a brick wall. His hand lashed out, seizing her throat. She gasped as he lifted her off the ground, slamming her into a pillar. Pain shot through her back. Her vision darkened. No, focus. With a burst of strength, she twisted, slamming her knee into his elbow. His grip faltered, and she wrenched free, driving her elbow into his face. He staggered, and for the first time, she saw a flicker of hesitation. Then she saw it, the metal cross, broken from its stand near the altar. She grabbed it, the jagged edge sharp as a blade. As Michael lunged, she twisted, using his own momentum against him, and drove the cross deep into his chest. The bell tolled again, a deafening clang. Michael's body shuddered. His knife clattered to the floor. His grip on her arm slackened. For a moment, just a moment, he stood motionless, pinned to the altar by the sacred metal. Elektra stepped back, breathless. Snowflakes drifted through the shattered windows, landing on his still form. She turned, exhausted, her muscles screaming. Then, the unmistakable sound of movement. She whirled around. The altar was empty. The metal cross lay on the floor, covered in fresh blood. Elektra's heart pounded. She scanned the church, the pews, the shadows beyond the door. Nothing. A cold wind howled through the broken windows, carrying with it the faintest echo of slow, measured breathing. Michael Myers was gone. Outside, the snow continued to fall, covering the blood, covering the town. And somewhere in the storm, he waited.